Evening all. I tell you what, it's the Armoury TV, and it's the reaction. We've just simmered down. I think this one hurt today. The preview. Sorry, the reaction. That's how my brain's messed up. The reaction. Arsenal 1, Man City 2. Who was man in the match? Atwell or Partey? Let's discuss this. Welcome everyone, Armoury TV. It's the reaction to the Man City game this afternoon, the early kickoff, 12:30. And today we have Gumza and James. Guys, how are we? We good?
As good as can be.
Yeah. It was a difficult pill to swallow. I was lucky enough to be at the game. I know yourself, Gumza, you was there as well. The thing is, I think you speak to many other Arsenal supporters, obviously being in the ground and obviously watching from, the TV and stuff. I can't remember us playing as well as that for a number of years. I'm going to put it out there. Me personally, I can't remember. We know that City are levels above us, right? We know. But to me now, it kind of seems that we've got something here which we're building on, and we're closing that gap. I believe. Guys, I'll let you take it away. I mean, we got James then. Gums tapping out for a minute there. James, I mean, what are your initial feelings of that game today?
If I'm looking at it from a hindsight perspective of what I thought we were going to come out with this game, I'm enthusiastic. I'm so happy because I never foresaw us putting that level of a performance up against arguably the best team in the world. On form currently, maybe. They're certainly top 3 in Europe currently.
Yeah.
We played unbelievable. First half especially, we had there was 10 minutes in that game where I haven't seen a team do that to City in years. I don't think. We had them in their locked in their half for about 10 minutes. Like, I'm not even kidding I'm not exaggerating when I say 10 minutes. I genuinely mean 10 minutes. We were unbelievable. But on the other side, I'm gutted because we didn't get anything out of the game, and as you said, Canners, that's probably the best we played in about 4 or 5 years. Like, genuinely.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think of a performance that, really from start to finish, for the whole 90 or 96 minutes you want to put that we've put in a shift like that. At the end of the game, both set of players were actually flat out on their back. From exhaustion of putting the effort into that, into that game. City knew they were in a game today.
They were the worst team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's like, let's start with the first half, Gumza. And the way we played, the way we pressed, the way we set out. The team pretty much picks itself. I think that's probably our strongest team, really, that you could probably, I don't think, man for man, I don't think you can come up with a stronger team, really. Even with, I don't know, maybe the only question mark could be ESR. But I think that's pretty much our strongest team. How did you think everything went, in the first half as such?
Do you know what? Unreal. Just say echo what you said, and what James has said. To me, it was an amazing performance. I wasn't expecting that. When we were on the streams, the preview shows, we we're kind of calling out good score lines, but it's more in we don't want to predict Arsenal are going to get beat. Do you know what I mean? You want to kind of back the team, but never did I think we were going to go there and well, look, it was going to be coming to the game and play that well.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. I think City had a chance in the first couple of minutes. The
Was that the
Diaz header,
Diaz
the
header?
Diaz header. And after that, Ramsdale didn't have a shot on target. Do you know what I mean? In the first half, De Bruyne had the other half chance where he put it wide, but it was very
But
equal
that's what
for.
it was.
Yeah, and it was very equal for 20, and then we stepped on the gas and we absolutely dominated them. And I know James said 10 minutes, but I think for a good 20, we bossed that game. Like I didn't feel really stressed, and in the stadium you're playing City, you've got a bit more tension, and I was relatively comfortable playing the game. Then we score, and it's like they're going to come at us, but actually we navigated that very well, and actually got back on the front foot. And another day, I'm not going to criticize Martinelli for the chances he missed, but because again he's creating a lot of that himself. But do you know what I mean? Another day, one of them goes in. I think the one he should have done better with. Yeah, I think there's one he should have done better with in the first half where he hit it right at the keeper. I think he could have maybe opened his body up a little bit better, or then look for the cutback because Laka was coming and was in a bit of space. But again, I can't criticize him for the performance. So yeah, for me, the first half we was dominant and the atmosphere was amazing. Yeah, it was nice to be at that game and actually enjoy that first half of football. And even the second, to be fair, we still played. Even with 10, we played really well still. Like it weren't a backs against the wall, holding on for dear life. We were still coming out. We were still attacking. Do you know what I mean? They didn't like Ramsdale didn't really make a save, did he? Like
no, you're right. I think we with Martinelli as well, we always have that threat. Which even with 10 men, he also gives that threat basically of going in behind you because of his pace and tenacity. You're right with Martinelli. I think he could have had a hat-trick today. It was just a sublime pass by Ramsdale in the first half, and the touch from Martinelli, and then oh gosh, that was I think for the prelude to the Odegaard penalty. Guys, do you want to give me your? I don't know if we have any. I've watched it again on BT Sport, whatever, and had a look. And my question is that if this right, why is that penalty incident not checked, or the ref not asked to go back and check, but the silver one, the ref is asked to go back and check? Why is that?
For me, sorry James, you don't mind me jumping in. The first one, I think it was all about whether he touched the ball first or not. And I think once you saw in the video,
Edison never touched the ball.
No, I've watched it back just now, and I think he got it. I think he did touch the ball. You see, like, I think he touched the ball, and that's why I think it never got given to the referee to go and have a look at. I think to me, again, it's that element of the follow through, because I've seen ones being given where someone's won the ball, but they've given penalty for the follow through. And I think it's that if it's in that situation, I might say it's a penalty then, because the ball was still in play. And if Edison hasn't fouled or touched Odegaard would get to the ball first, even after Edison's touched it. But yeah, for me, it weren't a pen. I'll be honest. I don't think it was. I think he just got hold and touched the ball, and yeah, that weren't my gripe, to be fair, with the referee. So I don't think it was a penalty personally, but I will watch it again properly and have a look. But
see, my thing is that you're coming up with a lot of things and a lot of variables and everything, and if this and if that. And I'm pretty sure, James, you might say something else. So my thing is, why isn't it then gone to the referee? Because this is up for a personal interpretation, right? At the end of the day. Right? Because I'm finding there's no consistency in VAR right now. And that's my problem. James, I mean,
it's for me, it's one or the other. They're both pens, or none of them are pens. That's the way I see it. It's just the inconsistency. Like I can see where Gums is coming from. Like when I first saw the Odegaard challenge, I thought it was a pen, straight pen. But then how much detail they had to go into to like make sure it wasn't, and this and that, and they stuck with the referee because again there was no obvious error to his decision. There was no definitive right, there was no definitive wrong, and I think it's the same with what was it, the Bernardo Silva one? Maybe you could say, yeah, he stuck out his leg and he shouldn't have pulled his shirt. I'm blaming Xhaka for that 100%. It was myself and my dad that were watching the game, and I literally just said to him, "Stay on your feet and don't do anything stupid." As soon as Bernardo was running,
I think it was more for the shirt pull.
Yeah, well, no, in that, but again, where's he going? Like if he beats you, he's in the 6-yard box with Ramsdale right there, like
on his right foot as well.
He's not going anywhere, right? So I'm blaming Xhaka for it, but if the ref doesn't think that's a pen, right? For me, there's not enough evidence there within that to overturn his on-pitch decision. And that's where I'm in that. Like I'm again, you're gonna have other people that are being like, it's a clear penalty, yada yada yada. But for me, it's just it's inconsistency, and that's my gripe with it. I wouldn't have cared as much as if the Odegaard one was given, but it's just, you know what I mean, just the inconsistency between the two.
I think that's pretty much everybody's issue. Yeah, it's just the inconsistency and then the interpretation. Today, I actually thought the officiating was terrible. We'll get onto that. Just going to come to some of the comments we got here. GMS Limited, evening guys, evening GMS. I hope you're well. Our brother Mr. B at the Man United Agenda, evening Goonbugs. You played well today. Glad you lost it. I bet you're glad we lost. I tell you. Listen, I think if we perform like that and get in the games to come, we're not going to have any problems whatsoever. 100% believe that. Barbados MUFC, Ramsdale should have also been given a yellow card for the same reason Gabriel got a yellow card. Yeah, because they were both trying to scuff up the penalty spot. I believe I saw Ramsdale doing it. I actually took a video of him doing it. He was a bit more cute doing it than what Gabriel was. That was the only difference. Yeah, it's a yellow card offence, but there you go. No, Gunner King's been called out here. No Gunner King. Shocking. Listen, Gunner King. He don't worry, man. Win, lose or draw. He's about. We'll all catch up with him soon enough. Yeah. By the way, this is MEFC again. Xhaka was shirt grabbing. That was a foul all day, every day. Had Xhaka not grabbed his shirt, I would have called a Bernardo dive. Yeah, I think that's what when I look back on it, and James, I agree with you there. I feel both should have been a penalty. I've looked at the Odegaard one again. I don't know why it wasn't checked, because I think there must be something there that the ref hasn't seen. And the same thing with the shirt pulling from Xhaka. I don't think the ref saw the shirt pulling from Xhaka.
I think the Xhaka one as well, where he left himself no choice, or he left the referee no choice. There was two movements. Now, in isolation, I don't think the leg was a penalty. And I don't think the shirt pull was a penalty if it was just one. But because it was two in that split second,
yeah,
it almost is like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, you've stuck your leg out and you've caught him. It was soft because you can see Bernardo take a touch. And the way he's gone two-legged, he would have got away with that one. But then when you now look at the close-up, you see he's got your shirt as well. It's
shirt as well. Then
what do you want me to do now? Do you want me, you've put your leg, you've moved your leg. If your leg was still and he ran into your leg, you can't do nothing. But you've stuck your leg out. Yeah. And not only that, you've grabbed his shirt. And it's like, well, what do you want the referee to do? You left him no choice. And my biggest issue with that is as well, when you watch it back, Gabriel is screaming at Xhaka to go with Bernardo from about 5 seconds before Bernardo gets the ball.
Oh,
and if
really?
he had gone when I saw it, where I was standing, like where I was sitting, I was looking like straight at it, kind of thing, like from across the pitch, and you can see Gabriel's pointing, get out there to him. And Bernardo just kind of wanders into the space.
Was you next to the away supporters?
No, I was the other side. But I was far, but from where I was, you could kind of see Gabriel pointing. Right. So I couldn't really see the penalty, but the first, obviously from a distance, you could see what Gabriel's saying. Mm-hmm. And I've gone back and watched it back just quickly. And if Xhaka just makes the run early, he then gets one-on-one with Bernardo outside the box. Now, if you make your foul out there, it's not a problem. But you've taken so long to get there, you don't want to defend. one-on-one. So you've taken so long to get there. Now Bernardo's got you in the box. Now, even from there, what James was saying, he's turned you, which obviously you don't want to get turned, but actually he's gone where you'd want him to go. He's gone on his right foot nearer to the byline. Now all you've got to do is move your feet and just try and close down some space so he can't cut it back. Any cross you're hoping Ramsdale gets hold of. Now I'll be more, if he had chopped you and gone on his left foot, now you might be panicking, thinking I need to impact him because he's going to get the left foot shot off. But he's gone the way you want him to go anyway. So why are you panicking in there? Like it just baffles my mind. And he has been playing well lately, Xhaka. You know I'm not his biggest fan. However, I give praise when it's due. He's been playing well. I've been calling out the same 11 needs to start every week at the moment. But however, these are the issues which we had with Bellerin as well for me. It's yes, he can have 5 good games, but the games where it matters, these things happen too often to Xhaka. We played City twice. He's given away a penalty and he's been sent off. Like it's how much more can you keep persevering with this guy long term? Like, I'm not saying Gabriel's got to hold his hands up as well. But it's these issues where it was happening a lot before. We're kind of getting rid of them, but it's just happened. And the Gabriel thing reminds me of
Groundhog Day, right?
Yeah,
it's Groundhog Day.
And
you know, with Xhaka, and I think that's where the annoyance comes into it, is that you just know that there's something
it's going to happen. And also, it's the frustration for me with this guy is when things are never going well, or when you don't hear from him. Like, people say he's a leader. He's not a leader because he doesn't stand up when it's not going our way. When things are going well, we hear from Xhaka, and it winds me up because why are you doing an interview last week? Like, I don't want to hear from you. Do you know what I mean? Just play your football. You're playing well at the moment. Just play your football. Like, why have you come out with this big interview? Yeah. Oh, the fans now treat me different, and whatever I couldn't even read it because it was winding me up. But it's just a case of, because we're winning, you now want to come with your foot forward and be this leader. But then when things go bad, I hope you've done the interview today. I hope you've come out and done the interview. Do you know what I mean? Because you've given away a pen. Again, not saying Gabriel shouldn't have done what he done, but it's off the back of what you've caused. Come out and do the interview then, and let's see if he comes out, because I guarantee he probably doesn't. Like, obviously, I've been traveling, so I don't know who came out afterwards, but I can put money on it. I don't think it was Xhaka who came out.
It was Odegaard or Ramsdale.
See, do you know what I mean? So this leader who's in the Athletic talking a whole lot of mess because you're on the up at the moment. I can't. Yeah, that's the things that wind me up with him. It's
winds up. Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no,
come out today. Come out today. But apart from that, I don't want to be on too much of a negative, because actually across the board we played very well.
It was a positive day. I think we understand now as well what the sign of Thomas Partey is about today. I thought he was man of the match. He totally he bossed that midfield today. James, I mean, what other players stood out for you in today's performance?
There's one player who I'm so happy we've signed. He's very fastly becoming my favorite signing we've made in the past 5 or 6 years. I don't know if you know who I'm on about. I think
I can guess who it's gonna be. Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah, bro. This guy, man. This guy, I don't know what it is. It's, for me, we've not had like a defender like that maybe since, I'm not even talking position wise, I'm just talking characteristic wise, like Bakary Sagna, who is just always isn't flashy, doesn't do the tricks, doesn't get a lot of assists, yada yada yada. He plays football, it's his job, he does a good job, he defends, no nonsense, he does it week in, week out, right?
Yep.
He, like, I'm getting, I don't like Chelsea, right, as a team, but the one player over the past like 5, 6, 7 years that they've had who's a consistent defender is Azpilicueta, and I've always been jealous of Chelsea for having a player like that. It isn't flashy, but he's, you're going to get consistent like 8 every game from him, and he's reliable. And this guy, man, is just unbelievable. And we paid what, 15 million for him?
15, 16 mil, yeah. Yeah. We're still waiting for the apology from, was it Caver from Sky Sports, is it?
Oh, yeah, man. He's a centre-back or a right-back. Shut that up your ass. He's amazing at both, bro. He's unbelievable. He's just, I don't know. I'm running out of words to describe him, and he's only been here, 4 months?
Normally, Sterling terrorizes us. I don't know how many goals that dude has scored against us in the past seasons, right? But he normally today Tomiyasu had to shake out his pockets, mate, and a sterling dropped out. Listen, I thought, I thought he was brilliant today. I really did. And one of the things with that is that whenever Sterling did get the ball, I wasn't troubled because I knew he was going to run, do a step over, see if whether Tomiyasu would stick or twist or whatever, but it would just always hold him up. And then Sterling always had to go back. There was a couple of times when he tried to get, but he never got a shot off. I think he got one shot and it went way over the bar. But it was brilliant. I think, we were so unlucky today. I'm going to come to the goals. Saka's goal, the move. Gamza, please, come on.
It was fluid. Do you know what? Just because these guys are in the comments here, I'm seeing a lot of United fans.
Yeah.
And we got beat by your main rival. I don't get why they're on our conversation.
And they slapped them.
Welcome, guys. I'm glad you're here. And we look happy because, you know what? We can see progress. Are we frustrated with the result? Yes. Do you know what I mean? We deserve more 100%. But actually, this has probably been the first time in a long time where we've actually competed with City. And I think that is where not happiness, but we can see where we're heading. Again, Tottenham look better under Conte, but they need a major overhaul because, again, they look like they struggled today. I haven't watched it, but obviously 96th minute, I think they scored. They played Southampton the other day, struggled. So as much as they've got good players, so they will win games, system-wise, it looks like they need a lot of work. I could look at United as well. Yes, you got a good win against Burnley the other day, but prior to that, you're very much 1-0s and, do you know what I mean, just scraping through. And again, your world-class players bring you through. Whereas what we're seeing at Arsenal at the moment is the system. We're seeing fluid football. We're actually scoring very good goals at the moment where we're opening teams up, and we wasn't doing that for a while. So I think this is where the kind of positivity is coming from today. For me.
Whoa. I'm going to skip a few here, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing some comments.
I just said, what?
It's different. It's different.
This is. I'm struggling with that one.
Yeah, and I think the big difference for United is because, again, I think who was it said it the other day that Arsenal on paper don't have any world-class players compared to your Uniteds and your teams like that. So I think this is the difference with our progress is actually as a collective we're progressing. And you look at United for a while, Bruno Fernandes was literally saving them a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like individual brilliance, do you know what I mean? Which is getting you out. And I think that's the big difference, do you know what I mean? So and it's not to talk bad on United, but if you look at the two teams at the moment, no United fan can say they're playing better football than us, do you know what I mean? And I don't think Tottenham can say that either at the moment. Like we want to go something good, and the goal we scored again was another good goal. Do you know what I mean? Passing,
100%.
Cutting them open through the lines, movement, good tidy finish. Like it wasn't a mistake. Do you know what I mean? Again, our goal was actually a better goal than both of City's goals, a penalty and do you know what I mean? A little mishap and a bounce around. So
yep. No, I'd agree that the whole move, it's just the way it was, as you said, a fluid move, the way we wanted to play, and the finish was tidy as well. I know we've spoken about the penalty, that was given to City. Yeah. Fair enough, it was Mahrez tucked it away with a plum. James, can you take me through the winner, City's winner? Where I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember think of where the actual mistake come from, but
it's just muddy defending, isn't it? It's just one of those where it's like you ain't getting.
I think that's the only point where we panicked a bit.
It's just like I don't know. It's one of those where it's like we're 94th minute exhausted. We're a bit not mentally there. Like as you said, they're both flat out. All teams. It hits one player, bounces off another, falls to Rodri, who should have been off, by the way. And he just pokes it in 94th minute. We don't need to go into Rodri, but yeah.
No, we're going to go into the officiating. We will go into the ref.
But it's just one of those things. It's just I felt like it was written. Like as soon as that 5 minute spell, I don't know what it is. I don't know if you had a gut feeling in the stands or not, because obviously I'm watching it from a different perspective. As soon as that 5 minutes was over, I'm like, we're losing this right at the last minute. I said this to my dad. I said, and it's I don't know what it is. It's poor defending, lack of concentration, and just a lot of bad luck. That's it today. Summed up is Arsenal were extremely unlucky.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm going to read off some of the comments that have come in.
Yeah, I'm going to answer them too.
Yeah, I want to feast into these as well, because this guy's chatting bear.
Okay, so first we're going to go back way. So Barbados MUFC, on a positive, Thomas Partey was my man in the match. Guy bossed that midfield. I think, 100%. For me, he was brilliant. And to do what he did against a pet midfield, hey, brilliant. It's just a shame we didn't stay 11 versus 11. Because I tell you what, I reckon we would have got at least another goal in that game. You're right. I think this is third or fourth match. Yeah, it just seems to be always get a man sent off. I think, wasn't it David Luiz got sent off? Was it? And then
last season, Xhaka this season,
Xhaka, and now Gabriel. We've got to sort that out. Munzi talks as United, and you look so happy. Listen, it's not happy. I think, you know what, I'm actually hurt from the result, to be honest, because of, even more so is what I saw at the end of the game, and the guys were flat out on their back because they put everything into that game. You could see as well the way they were all talking to each other, making sure that everybody was digging in. The camaraderie with the team is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I felt for them. Xhaka, this could talk about Xhaka. Game box, give Xhaka some fair analysis. Listen, I think during the game he was decent. He did what I guess what he was supposed to do. My only problem with him is that, and everybody will say, is that if you're 1-on-1 with Xhaka in the penalty box, as a supporter, when I'm watching it, I'm nervous. Because what he did today, he always has that in him. And that's my problem. He always kind of basically asks gets the ref to ask a question, and that's what he did. Kevin De Bruyne looked like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone today. Go was so off. He had a quiet game, and again, that's down to how we pressed them as a team. I don't think I can't remember a team out Man City in a team basically actually going toe to toe with them with the pressing. Normally, teams, what they do is they try and just stay in shape as long as possible, but we actually pressed them and actually asked them questions, which I think was brilliant. Again, he was talking about. Got to that. Hey, long time no. This guy who pops up when we lose, eh?
Coming out the woodwork,
as you guess, he hasn't been here for a good while. Sam Spurs for life. So you're telling me you'd rather please praise the performance over taking 3 points? No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that we're happy performance. We're gutted for the results and not getting anything from the game. But what we do see, though, is that we're looking at the bigger picture. Is that the fact is, look, okay, a lot of teams will play Man City and get battered and slaughtered. I feel that we could play the way that we played. We'll do a lot of teams a lot of damage. Anyone want to add to?
I'll go back to last season. Be real quick. We played Chelsea and won 1-0. Disgusting performance. I don't know if you remember it. It was horrible.
I wasn't happy with it.
I came on the stream, and as much as we was happy with the 3 points, I couldn't believe how bad we played. I've never seen us play that bad. So I hear you. 3 points is 3 points, but at the end of it, last year we still didn't get Europe with them 3 points, and we was in a bad state. So
they still got
where we're
Mourinho
heading at the moment.
Well,
I think before the game, this was the game we'd say if we're not gonna win a game, it would be this one. I'm happier to lose to City and Liverpool and beat the teams around us and below us. Then there's no point beating Liverpool again. There was someone I was thinking about the other day. They had who was it? They beat a big team, but then went and drew 2 silly ones, and it was like, well, there was no point actually beating the big team.
Was it City?
No,
West Ham. Was it West
I can't
Ham?
remember. No, like they drew with, I think they drew with City or Liverpool, and then they drew with Southampton, and it was almost like you would have been better off getting beat by City and beating Southampton because you would
Yeah.
have got 3 points instead of 2. So it's like, yes, 3 points are important. Like the position we're in now, actually, we can be challenging for fourth, and none of us would have thought we would be. So 3 points were important. But again, if we can now go on another run and, do you know what I mean, keep getting these wins, then, do you know what I mean, we'll look back at it a bit different potentially. But I think for the belief of the players, I think this was important to actually have a good performance, because it shows them actually we can compete. Not saying we're ever going to be City's level at the moment or nothing like that, but over 90 minutes, we can compete with City a bit better than we have been previously. So for a young team, that's very important. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it'd be interesting to see how we do now against a Liverpool next time we play them. If we can bridge that gap again, then that shows you the progression. Do you know what I mean?
It'll be interesting to see what happens on Thursday, actually. So, with that upcoming. He goes on to say, playing good football is great, but you didn't win at home. We've taken 4 points from 2 away games. Talk to me. Listen, who have they played away? Southampton and Watford.
Yeah, and they got lucky.
And they're taking
Watford
4
today.
points, and they're singing and dancing for 4 points.
It goes back to the whole premise of again, people are going to hate the word like progression, right, and stuff like this. For me, yes, you may be getting results, but you're expected to get results against these teams, right?
I wouldn't be happy with 4 points against.
Yeah, if we're being honest, right, you're expecting 4 points from those games. Great, like you got 4 points, nice, against teams that are right down below. And from what I've seen from Spurs, what I've seen from Spurs isn't the improvement that we're seeing with our team. The team the teams recently that we've been playing that we're expecting results from, they're not barely winning, 94th minute winners, drawing. They're 3-4, 5-0. You're done. You're in the mud. Batterings, right? And I don't know I don't watch Spurs avidly because they're Spurs. They're shit. So why would I watch them, right? So it's kind of peak for you that says Spurs for life. I mean, it's going to be like 80 years of winning nothing. Feels bad. But, right? It's the style that we're playing, the squad balance as a whole, and the way we're now controlling games and actually playing with a style throughout. You can see we are improving drastically. Can you say that with Spurs?
Don't forget, you forgot one thing, James. We've got the youngest. We've got the youngest 11 in the league as well. So, add that to it as well, please.
Yeah, exactly. So we're adding all of these points up, right? And we went toe to toe with the best team in the country. Right?
I would say
you can
stroke.
Yeah, at least toe to toe, if not better. I thought we were the better team today.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I'm just saying toe to toe because we didn't win just to appease Sam. But like, in a position wise, like, I will take what we're doing all day long in comparison to what you're doing and how you're winning. Like, I'm not concerned. Like, I'm taking this performance every day of the week because 9 times out of 10, if we play like we did today, we are winning so many games.
Yeah,
like that's the way I see it.
Yeah. Sorry, just to go back on what I was talking about with the points, it was actually Tottenham because they drew with Chelsea and then drew with Southampton.
Yes.
So it was them. So for me, you might as well get beat by Chelsea and beat Southampton because you got 1 extra point than 2 draws. Like, yeah, it looks good when you look back and say, oh, we were 5 games unbeaten, but actually points wise, you're worse off as such.
Worse off than what you should really be.
Yeah, and again, there's no excuse to that Southampton. If you're happy with 4 points from Southampton, who had 10 men, like I'm shocked at that. To be fair, Sam, mate.
Can we go to the most recent comment?
Yeah. Barbados MEFC, you're right, Gums. He's going back to this discussion about was it GMD Limited was talking about us looking at Ollie, etc. Arsenal look more organised than United, and you can tell there is some chemistry in the starting 11. But football is a results business. That's true, and it will come. Listen, we play like we've been playing. Listen, that's all I can say. Sam's on one here.
He's calling out James. Come on, he wants all
the smoke. Let's go.
Yeah, you want to go? Okay, let's go. Let's have it there. Maybe that the dude Manchester should replace Arteta. Okay, fair enough. Whatever. Have we talked about the stupidity of Gabriel and Xhaka again? A yellow card for trying to rip up the penalty spot, and we've discussed that. We agree. Yeah, listen, it's Gabriel is a yellow card all day. Both are bookings. However, you could, when we talk about consistency of officiating, we talk about Rob Holding getting a yellow card for for his first offence, etc., and blah blah blah, and
on that note, Canners, can I show you these lot
yes,
something
you can.
quickly?
Yes, you can.
All right, hold on. So, because again, you brought up the Rob Holding one, and I didn't clip it, so I didn't have enough time.
Okay.
But for nothing. But this to the referee is not a yellow.
Yeah.
All in the back of his Achilles, man, that's not a yellow. Do you know what I mean? But then everything we done, anytime we touched him, is a yellow card, and that's the consistency we're complaining about.
By the way,
isn't it?
taking your top off now is not a yellow card. Going to the away crowd and inciting the crowd, that is not a yellow. Hey, listen, this Atwell guy is making it up as he goes along. He was terrible. He lost it today. He was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, some of the things he was giving yellows for, and then again there were some he was letting go, and you're just like, get the consistency right. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying Rodri should have been sent. Obviously, his celebration was after the goal, so the goal probably would have gone in anyway. And if he gets sent off in the 95th, it doesn't change anything. But again, him fouling Saka there and getting a yellow just now makes he's on edge. Do you know what I mean? Saka can now go at him again and again and again.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And that winds me up. That really winds me up. So come on, okay. So Sam, he's gone for you, James.
Yeah, that's cool. We don't read it.
Was not one of many Arsenal fans who wanted Arteta out. So now the process is back on. And then he says, should you lose the next couple of games, the flip-flops back on, James?
No. Since you haven't been here a while, Sam, considering you've been quiet and in the woodworks, you haven't been watching our content. So I think the last time you might have watched it was when we got a drumming from City, where I questioned Mikel Arteta's appointment, and I said, you can go back and watch the show, and feel free to watch all of our other content as well, so your time is spent watching Arsenal, right? Go back and watch it. You'll see I have been on a consistent pattern with Arteta, backing him, saying, I want him to succeed. I questioned him at the early of the season, like we all did.
You can.
Because you lose to Brentford, you lose to Chelsea, you lose to City.
You've got to ask questions.
Right? You've got to ask questions. And my whole premise was, you can go back and watch it and clip it up and send it to me if you want, is if we are not seeing a drastic improvement from when that show was, when we lost 5-0 to City, then he needs to leave. But what has happened since then? We have improved. We went on a 10 run.
Drastically.
And now we are actually playing very, very, very well to a very high level, arguably maybe even better than Chelsea on current form, right? So there is no flip-flopping around here. I don't know. Maybe you've been quiet, as I said, so you haven't been around. So you haven't been watching what I've been saying, watching what I've been doing on socials and tweeting, all of this other stuff. So to answer your question, there is no flip-flopping here. It's Arteta in all the way. And even if we lose the next 3 games, which we aren't, by the way, we may be, if you're classifying the Carabao Cup, whatever, it's Liverpool, then I'm still backing him because there is clear improvement in my opinion. I think
he's answered that question.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, listen, I think the shift what the guys put in today will probably earn them a lot of those players a day off against Liverpool. I mean, however, would you change much against Liverpool, even though those players do need a rest? I mean, just a question actually, because we've got the FA Cup coming up. Does Gabriel serve to suspension for that game?
Yeah, he does. He'll be back in time for the North London derby.
He'll be back for you, Sam. He'll be back for you.
Love that. Because that was my only questions. Because I know it doesn't count towards the Carabao Cup because it's a different kind of affiliation kind of thing. Because one's the league, the football league, and one's obviously the FA. So that's good. Because I would have thought that Gabriel would have had a break anyway. Against Forest, to be fair. So
I think we go strong both ties against Liverpool, and we rest.
Sandwich in between, Forest. Take the break with Forest.
Forest, not being disrespectful to them, but I think you
potential banana skin though, because the last time we played them at the City Ground, we lost in the FA Cup. So obviously we preview that game in the coming days as such.
I think it also happens what was in the first round of the League Cup. Like, imagine if we get hit 4-0, say something stupid at the Emirates, then actually you then put all your eggs into the FA Cup, don't you? Because going to Anfield 4-0 down, you're not really going to get nothing. But I think if we come out of there with a positive result, then there's a chance to get into a final. I think do you know what I mean? You almost rest up against Forest and then you go heavy against Liverpool again, and then Spuds you can rest up if you need to as well because it's light work, isn't it? So, boys can get their breaks.
Yeah. Sam's screwing up his face at that one right now. But listen, as much as we are disappointed with the result, the performance was a shining light, and with better officiating, I feel also it could have, and maybe decisions in our couple of the players, Xhaka and Gabriel. I think we lost our heads in that 5-minute period. I think to a degree, totally different result. Listen, we're a young team. I think hopefully, I'd like to think that these guys would learn a lot from these types of games, and when they do win these games, they'll be more than happy. And they'll grow together. Listen, Liverpool on Thursday, we'll preview that. Gums, are we having a breakdown this week?
I wasn't going to, but I'm tempted to get back in the lab, so I will confirm. I'll try. There was a couple of bits I did see, and so I will try and find some time to try and clip some bits up tomorrow.
I was going to say, was there anything that you saw what was different from the norm?
Do you know what? There was one thing I liked, and I'm going to have to clip it, and it's James's boy Tomiyasu. Sometimes you just look at little things and other players can bring something different. He's very good on his left foot. So if you see, when he receives the ball in the right back position, he kind of keeps the ball in between both feet. So at one stage, the whole channel was open down the middle and he fizzed one into Lacazette on his left foot. And it's like, actually, most right backs probably wouldn't be able to do that. They're naturally opening up and going straight down the line. Whereas he was almost like, you can cut off the line to Saka and I'm going to go through the middle. And just those little things, it just makes such a difference. You can get out. He's got so many different options because he's comfortable either side. So, that's one thing I would like to try and get a clip of that just to show everyone. And I think the second goal, I think where City were moving it left and right a lot, 3 of our players went all to the left. There was Tierney, Xhaka and Holding all went to protect that side. And that's when the ball then got clipped over Holding. He couldn't backpedal enough. And it cost us. So if you look at the distance between Holding and White at that moment, it was massive, and I think that's what's caused it. We're
gonna have to get onto Tony for that one about his man Holding.
I think you're just overcompensating just to try and protect the others. So I don't think you want to leave Xhaka and Tierney isolated, but it ended up costing us. Do you know what I mean? So, but again, I can't fault the performance.
No performance. I think are we gonna quickly player ratings?
Let's do
it. Let's do it. Okay. I'm going to come to yourself first then, Gumza. Ramsdale?
7, much to do. Kicking was brilliant. Actually, give him a 7. But kicking was on point again today. Really, really good. So
Ramsdale, you happy
7.
with that?
I don't think he actually made a save.
Yeah, not much to do. I agree.
Yeah. Okay, let's go across then. We'll start with the left back first. Tierney?
I'd say a 7. He was good today. I thought, no, actually, I'll give him an 8. He got an assist.
That's what I was going to say. He got an assist. He was decent. Yeah. Gumza? Agree?
Yeah, I can't agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. White? Gumza?
Good. 8. He started the goal as well for us. He's the one that won the ball back off De Bruyne and went forward with it. Again, comfortable. Didn't really look troubled out there. He'll get an 8 from me. Yeah,
James, you agree?
Yeah, I would say he was impressive. He did a lot of it as well, stepping out and making challenges, which was good. So
Okay, Gabriel. James.
For the red card, he was at an 8, but because of the red card, I'm giving him a 5.
Gumza, you agree with 5? Is that harsh?
I would give him a 6, but at the same time, he has almost cost us, and it's silly ones. Do you know what I mean? It's unnecessary, like yellows. It wouldn't if he was last man back and had to make a tackle and he got it wrong. Fair enough, but halfway line under no real pressure and kicking away a penalty spot, like However, if they missed the penalty, he would have been singing his praises. But yeah, I'll say I'll go with James on that. In hindsight, it was bad decisions.
Okay, Gums, I'm going to come to you then. Tomiyasu.
8 again. Really good.
James.
I'm giving him a 9. I thought he was the best.
I was going to say that as well. I was going to go with either 8.5, 9 for Tomiyasu. Simply because
it's either or 8, 9. But for me, if you could give him an 8.1, as long as he's the highest rated defender on the pitch, because he was outstanding today.
Yeah. He was. Okay, we're going to go Xhaka, James.
6.5. Maybe that's harsh, but again, he played well. But when it mattered, he let us down once again. So that's why I'm giving him that rating.
Gumza, you agree with that? Or
yeah, we'll go on 6. If we scored Gabriolo, he has to go down as well.
Yeah. Okay, his partner, Partey, Gumza.
9. Best player on the pitch by far. Again, the Tomiyasu was good, but Partey just on the ball, what he was doing. Every time he got it, get us out of trouble.
Yeah.
Little one touches, played little triangles around their midfield and got us playing forward. Like, even did you see the driving run he went when he went left wing? Bombing down the wing, like
it was just like, go on then, go on.
He was brilliant on stuff, and defensively he was very good as well. So he's got to get a 9, 9.5 to be fair.
Do you know what? I've got to say I'm splitting hairs right with Tomiyasu and Partey. I give you the one reason why I'm giving Tomiyasu that little bit, getting him up there with Partey, simply because this was Tomiyasu's. He was out for a couple of games, wasn't he? And for him to come back in a game like that and perform like that. Straight away, when I don't know if you saw, but when the whistle went, he was flat out on his back.
He was there,
He put everything into that game. But I do think just by a hairline, Partey was probably man of the match. And
he won man of the match from BT Sport as well, and actually being on a losing team, which doesn't happen often unless you're the keeper. So fair play to him. He was head and shoulders above everybody on the pitch
100.
today.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. We could go Odegaard, James.
I'll give him a 7. I thought it was okay. I wasn't paying too much attention to him, but again, he was doing what he normally does, so I give him a 7.
Obviously, his game was cut short because of his sending off. He was sacrificed. Gumza, do you agree with that?
I'll say a 7.
Okay. We're gonna go then with Saka, Gumza.
7 and I'll give it 7.5 to an 8. Like, spells he done really well, drove with the ball well. But again, it's the collective. Give him 8. Actually, we'll talk about. Sorry, 8. Yeah, definitely 8. You got the goal.
Yeah,
that was vital.
James, you agree with that? Or
I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
He did well.
Martinelli. James.
I wanna give him a high rating. I really do, because he was unbelievable. That run, by the way, where he just put it far on the right post. Unbelievable.
That would have been goal of the season. That would have been up there with the Salah one against City.
It reminded me of again, I'm not trying to bring Spurs back up, but that Son goal where he ran through the whole of the team and just placed it and scored. It reminded me so much of that. But I'll give him a 7.5. He should have been more clinical. Evening. But I'll give him 7.5. Just because of the lack of efficiency. Yeah.
It was on another day he would have had a hat trick. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of thing. What about yourself, Gumza? You agree with that?
I would give him an 8. I would give him an 8. To be fair, I get what James is saying because he's missed chances, especially the one where the open goal one was the one really, and honestly. But
again, the ref,
he's in his way.
He was in his way, seriously, because he had to adjust his footing.
Yeah, for real.
The ref was so bad today, man.
No, he was a nightmare.
He must get demoted or something like that, innit?
Who knows?
Because even like the linesman, he's normally a ref. He's obviously been demoted. Oh, was it Kevin Friend? I think it is.
Do you see that? Sorry, let's go back. When you watch the game again, the clip where Xhaka got fouled by Rodri, referee didn't even blow the free kick. It was the linesman who had to flag it.
It's the linesman,
Like, how could you not see that? Like, do you know what I mean? So he was poor. But for me, Martinelli, like, I've got to credit his football. Do you know what I mean? Rather than base it on the chances he missed, because again, he created a lot of them himself.
Yeah.
His work rate, his pressing, do you know what I mean? His endeavour, like chasing lost causes, putting pressure on the back line, like all of that goes hand in hand. And if he's not doing that, we don't play as well as we did today. So I feel he does deserve the 8, because I think he was a constant threat.
Yeah.
For City. So yeah, I will give him an 8. Like, I don't want to just judge him on missing chances. And to me, he was the better player out of him and Saka. But obviously, Saka just had the moment where he scored. So it'd be unfair to
No,
mark him down.
I've some of the touches Martinelli, most notably when Ramsdale pinged him from like 60, 70 yards, and he just, the touch into his run, it was just sublime.
Yeah.
As I said, which led to the Odegaard penalty incident, and also as well is that run, he just kept going. Normally Cancelo, is the one causing problems at that other end, but such was Martinelli's game today. Cancelo was an orthodox right back.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have seen it, Callum, but where I was sat was where the subs are warming up.
Yeah.
And actually, just before the penalty, Kyle Walker was warming up very, 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 very intensely.
Really?
And I do think it was going to be a change. I think they was going to bring Walker on at some stage too. I thought it'd have been Aki coming off, and they'd have moved Cancelo left back, because Saka was hurting Aki as well. So I think that probably would have been the change. But I think once then, do you know what I mean, they scored, and 2 minutes later we got someone sent off. He then left it. But Kyle Walker was warming up with intent to come on. So that's a credit to them boys at the up top. And I don't think we'll see Cancelo against Martinelli again. I think Kyle Walker will play if he's still at City when we play them next time. I don't think they'll take any chances with that side again.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because he I've never seen Cancelo so pushed back so far for a long time. He was a proper right back today.
Definitely.
And James, I'm gonna come to you then for Lacazette.
I'll give him an 8. He did what he needed to do, interlinked well. It was just a bit of a shame that he had to come off early due to the red card. But yeah, I thought he did well. He did what you were asking of him.
Gumza, you agree with that?
I would have said 7. I wouldn't have given him as high as the others, just because. But again, he'd done his role. But it's just that sometimes you might need him to do a little bit more in the final.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one thing, is that if we can get a striker in January who does all that and a little bit more Vlahovic, then who knows, man? Do you know what I mean? It'll just add another dimension to the way we play.
Definitely.
But look, Delboy Gunner TV, how you doing, mate? It's good to have you. We are wrapping up now. Listen, all I can say is that it was a superb performance, crap result. Football's not a science, though, is it? It's it can hurt you, and today hurt. There. But look, listen, we go again. We dust ourselves off, and we've got Liverpool coming up, and I hope to see more of the same. Let's make sure the players recuperate. Get back fit. Hopefully, we've got no injury concerns coming into that game, and let's see what we can do. This team is growing together, and we can see it. Definitely. Come on, you Gunners! Bless, lads.
Cheers, guys. Pleasure.